February. I'm Stephen Ridgway. OpenSSH have released a patch which addresses a pre-auth double free vulnerability. So OpenSSH has released version 9.2, which addresses a number of security bugs, including memory safety vulnerabilities on the SSHD, the SSH daemon. This particular one, Tractors CVE 2023-25136, and was I think inadvertently introduced in version 9.1. Not believed to be currently exploitable. However, as precautions, it has been patched. So if you are running OpenSSH, as in pretty much all of us somewhere in the environments, check for patches or upgrades. If you're using Linux distributions, make sure that you're regularly running your distributions package managers upgrades to keep up to date with things. So that one is one that that we will be deploying in that security company. We will be sorting that one out today. So there was recently a vulnerability found in the Go Anywhere MFT, which is Managed File Transfer. So it's a 0-day vulnerability, blah blah blah, as they all are these days. The concern with this is that an exploit has now been released. So whilst we know that in the background there have been various people exploiting this vulnerability, there is now code you can get your hands on relatively easily, which will exploit this particular vulnerability. What makes this a little bit concerning is that there are, as far as I can tell, there are no patches available yet. The company has not yet publicly acknowledged the existence of this remote pre-authentication RCE security flaw. And therefore no patches available, therefore the systems are vulnerable. Now generally you wouldn't put your administrative console on the internet for a managed file transfer service, and as far as I can tell, the assumed architecture is that you keep all the management of this solution inside your own organization and protect it. However, there are at least 1,000 systems showing up on Shodan that expose Go Anywhere instances to the internet. So not everyone has stuck with the good architecture and hidden this stuff away. Therefore, all of those servers, likelihood is there are more, but all of those servers are vulnerable to attack at the moment, with no obvious means of patching to address this. So if you are using Go Anywhere's MFT, just be certain that you're not exposing your admin interface to the internet inadvertently, and B, if you have been, check that any credentials that are stored, especially for linked systems, this being a managed transfer, file transfer solution. So any linked systems credentials, change them, because there is a possibility that they have been captured. So there we go. Have a look at that one if you're using Go Anywhere's MFT. Hackers have hit Vesuvius, which is a UK engineering company, and it has shut down various affected systems. Okay, in itself, not a particularly a particularly unusual piece of news. Vesuvius is a global leader in terribly difficult to say, molten metal flow engineering and technology. They have claimed they are managing a cyber incident, but there's very little in the way of details around that at the moment. Would be unsurprising if it turned out to be ransomware. However, I think the story behind the story, as it were, is that shares in Vesuvius have fallen by 3.8% in early trading. Now, Vesuvius is a large organisation. It's got over 10,000 employees. A 3.8% drop in share price has a significant impact on the business. So this is perhaps a wake-up call to whether the cost of securing your organisation has payback or not, as in what is the return on investment for security, for managing your cybersecurity well within an organisation. I am willing to bet that the cost of preventing this attack would have been less than the monetary value that's been lost off the share price as a consequence of being attacked, and that doesn't then impact any. That doesn't take into account any direct costs that you may incur or any direct loss of business. That's just share price value. So, whilst cybersecurity is still sometimes seen as a money pit, a drain on resources, unnecessary, blah blah blah, there are actual financial impacts of allowing yourselves to be insecure. So, one to think about. And finally, from me today, Killnet have been in the news endlessly recently, busily attacking. It's a Russian cybercrime gang, busily attacking Western targets because they're upset we're supporting Ukraine, basically. There is now a list of proxy IPs to block in order to manage potential Killnet DDoS attacks. So if you are particularly in the firing line, and I would say Killnet at the moment does appear to be targeting healthcare. US hospitals have been hit. Various other health-related organisations have been the targets of DDoS attacks. I mean, it is fair to say a lot of what Killnet says is just publicity stunt. Either that or they're nothing like as competent as they think they are, because they talk about all sorts of things that never actually happen. However, they are definitely a group to be concerned about. They're determined, well-funded, and are out there to cause chaos. So Killnet's proxy IP list is now available. You may want to talk to your DDoS providers around ensuring that this is taken into account, or if you're running larger infrastructure yourselves, you may want to have a look at the list and do something with it to build in some protections on your side. So there we go. Good information available. Also, I suppose you could build in IOCs, indicators of attack, into your SIEM platform, based around some of the information in here, to see whether you may potentially be at that point where an attack is ramping up, and you can enact your defense plans accordingly. Well, that's all from me today. I hope you have a good day, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye bye.